TBS, America's #1 independent television network exclusive.
With 7 seconds left. Clock running, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Hits on the wing and his back check 50. And we're going to the World Bowl. This is the guy to credit with the failed field goal attempt. He blocked it, and looking at the size of Lou, I understand why. What was your thought? To harass him or really to block it?
Try to block it. That was my biggest work, trying to block the field goal. Why let it say one thing? I just want to thank Bob for that. Wow. I couldn't really go anywhere. After the
Well, Lou, I'm sure you expressed the sentiments of his teammates. There's no question about it.
Tonight, live and in color, TBS presents the new game in town, the World Football League. Brought to you by Chevrolet, whose 1975 roster features 2 new additions, Nova LN and the sporty Monza 2+2 at your Chevy dealers now. And by Fireman's Fund Insurance. And Fireman's Fund Insurance is brought to you by an independent agent near you. Look for his name in the yellow pages for auto, home, life, or business insurance.
This is Legion Field, Birmingham, Alabama. They call it the football capital of the South. Hi, I'm Merle Harmon with Alex Hawkins, and welcome to the first World Bowl. Well, all the tension, the excitement, the color of a championship ball game is here. And Alex, it should be a great matchup.
There's no question about it. This is what both of these teams have been pointing to since June the 3rd of this year, and I don't think they could have picked 2 more evenly matched teams.
Well, both of them had very tough semifinal games to get here in the first place. Birmingham beat the Hawaiians a week ago in a ball game that ended up in a 22-19 score. And one of the stars, of course, Matthew Reed, another Alfred Jenkins. This combo has pulled Birmingham out time and time again. Reed also a fine running quarterback. He's the backup to George Myra, but he can do it. On the other side of the ledger, well, the Florida Blazers have a great running game, and it's led by Tommy Riemann, who gained 1,576 yards to lead all rushers in the WFL this year. He had great blocking, but Riemann has been a team leader as he was against Memphis. Florida won that game 18-15 after trailing at the half 15-3. Richard James gives Florida the great outside running threat to go along with Riemann, and those two fellows should put on quite a show tonight. Offense and defense, that's 2/3 of the story. The other third belongs to Alex Hawkins.
You betcha. You've left out one important ingredient, and that's the special teams, and that's the thing that is so important to both of these teams. Last week's game, there's the Memphis team who was ahead at the ball game with the Florida Blazers. Time is running out, less than 2 minutes to play, and they need possession of the ball again, and you see Luther Palmer, he's the king of the special teams in this league, and he's done a great job all year. Opportunistic team on special teams, and it's turned it around and may do that same thing tonight.
Now, we may replace you. You used to be the captain of our special teams, but I don't know. We'll take a look at Luther Palmer tonight.
I did enough of it. He can have it.
All right, let's get an opinion now from 2 experts. First, our guest commentator tonight, the star quarterback of the Chicago Fire, Verge Carter, who is a computer analyst and who accurately forecast, by the way, a Florida win over Memphis last week. What does your crystal ball tell you tonight, Verge?
Well, Merle, since it's the World Bowl, I've gone all out in my predictions. I've matched the home team versus the visitor. I've even looked at the dimensions of a playoff game. And believe it or not, I've thrown in the characteristics of playing on an artificial surface. I'll develop the specifics as the game goes on, but I have to say at the outset, my printout clearly favors the Florida Blazers.
All right, Verge. Birmingham fans are like that. Our special guest tonight, a computer expert and inventor of the action point for the WFL, Bill Finneran of White Plains, New York. Now, Bill, you've put all the facts and figures on these two clubs in your computer for tonight's ball game. What does it read out?
Well, my computer is apparently on the same wavelength as Virgil's, because I completely concur. The computer gives Birmingham a slight offensive edge with a maximum rating of 5, rating Birmingham offensively at 3.5 and Florida at 3.2. On defense, however, Florida has a very definite advantage, and Florida has a defensive rating of 4.1 versus 2.3 for Birmingham. It is on the basis of this defensive superiority that the computer forecast tilts in favor of Florida. And so, notwithstanding the fact, one, that Birmingham has a better record, two, that Birmingham has never lost here at Legion Field, and three, that they've already beaten Florida twice, the computer pick is still Florida.
All right, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Thank you, Bill. Bill, by the way, has used the computer to compare play in the WFL versus that of the NFL, and we'll get into that comparison later in the ball game. Now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Florida Blazer defensive unit. At left end, from South Carolina State, number 81, Lewis Ross. At left tackle, from Virginia Union, number 71, Roger Anderson. At right tackle, from Penn State, number 76, Mike McBath. At right end, from Duke, number 82, John Ricca. At left linebacker, from Kansas, number 84, Eddie Sheets. At middle linebacker, from Iowa, number 59, Larry Eli. At right linebacker, from Texas A&M, number 55, Billy Hobbs. At left cornerback, from Wichita State, number 20, Miller Farr. At left safety, from Arizona, number 46, Ricky Harris. At right safety, from North Texas State, number 44, Chuck Beatty. At right quarterback, from San Diego State, number 15, Billy Hayes. And the head coach of the Florida Blazers, Jack Pardee. And now the offensive unit for the Birmingham Americans. At wide receiver, from Morris Brown, number 80, Alfred Jenkins. At left tackle, from Nebraska, number 71, Bob Wolf. At left guard, from Ohio State, number 60, Jim Kriegel. At center, from the University of Miami, number 53, John Matlock. At right guard, from Alabama, number 73, Buddy Brown. At right tackle, from Notre Dame, number 79, Paul Costa. At tight end, from Alcorn A&M, number 88, Bob Brown. At quarterback, from Miami, number 10, George Mara. At running back, from Arizona, number 18, Paul Robinson. At running back, from San Jose State, number 31, Charlie Haraway. At wide receiver, from Alabama, number 25, Dennis Hogan. And the coach of the Americans, Jack Goda. And we'll be back with the opening kickoff for the World Bowl right after this message. Once again, the Florida Blazers have the football. There's no score in the game. 8:44 to play in the first quarter. The World Bowl in Birmingham, Alabama. Bob Davis, the quarterback for Florida. First down, Florida, 35. The pitch to Tommy Reedland. 40, 45, midfield, and down to the 49-yard line. In Birmingham territory as Larry Estes makes the tackle after a gain of 17 yards.
You talk about good execution. Watch the pulling guard, number 61, Rick Anthony. Rookie from South Carolina, and Greg Glada. Oh, buddy. They just, Ron Marie holding his block. And look at those high steppers.
He's going to prove that they didn't make a mistake giving him $3,300.
Isn't that the truth?
Now it's a first down, 49-yard line of Birmingham. Bill Gaddy has replaced Strong. He's the up back. And it goes to Gaddy, and he goes nowhere. 59. Steve Manstedt, the rookie linebacker from Nebraska, and Jesse Wolf, number 63, the right tackle out of Prairie View, make the stop on that play. Gain of about 1. It'll be second down and 7 in the
regularly scheduled games between the two teams this year. In game one, Birmingham won it 8-7. Florida led 7-0 until 5 minutes to play when Birmingham pulled it out. The second game, Birmingham won it 26-18. Riemann 5 for 53 yards. Somebody moved. Flag goes down. Riemann carries, but I believe Strong jumped the gun at the snap. As Riemann got about 5. That second game, by the way, Birmingham won it, as we mentioned, 26-18. Florida had a chance to tie it late in the game inside the 20 and was held.
Watch your fullback, and he will be jumping.
This is a question of where the offense out-finesses itself. Bob Davis had success earlier, drew the offside penalty, and now worked against him.
Speaking of out-guessing yourself, Verge, now how can you figure that a team that has already beaten a team twice would be the underdog, a team that has not lost a game in their home field would all of a sudden lose, a team that they've had so much... How did you get that figure?
This is the world, Bill Alex.
Wide to the right comes Maslowski. To the left is Bryant. Gaddy and Riemann of the setback. Second down, 15. Gaddy bangs into the right side on a dive to the 49-yard line. And is brought down by Warren Capone, who is over there, along with John Baker, number 62. Miller Farr, the defensive back out of Wichita State, a 10-year veteran. His brother Mel, quite a pro player. Miller Farr, 6 interceptions, one of the leaders in that department of the league this year.
In fact, I think I contributed to those 6 interceptions.
Third down and 11 after a gain of 4. Riemann 5 for 48. Davis over the middle. Ball tipped and almost intercepted. Jim Strong was the man over the middle coming out of the backfield, and Larry Willingham just about picked it off. Maslowski also in the area on the pattern. It is 4th down 11, and Florida will have to punt the ball away.
I think a significant thing to bring out right now, Merle, is the fact that Bob Davis in the previous 2 encounters between these teams has had an awful lot of trouble completing passes against this team. He was, for the regular season, the percentage leader in the World Football League, completing 56% of his passes, but against this team, he's only completed 37%.
Smith and Jenkins are deep for Birmingham. Dave Strock with a 39.9 punting average will kick it. And he couldn't kick, now he does. He's going to have it blocked. He gets away a good one and pumps it all the way back into the end zone. A great rush. He almost had that punt blocked, but he sidestepped and got it away. And now the... It's Birmingham's ball, and Matthew Reed is down at quarterback, and the reason is George Myra's helmet has to have a little work done on it. So Matthew Reed hands off to Joe Prophet, who bangs down to the 47-yard line in Florida territory, and Reed last one play to get the helmet fixed. Anderson made the tackle on Joe Prophet, and Myra is back in and Reed is out.
Yeah, you've got to figure that there was no one more concerned about that helmet than George Myra, because when Matthew Reed has played the second half in replacement of Myra, he's been spectacular. So I'm sure George would like to stay in and get back.
Second down. Wide to the left. Alfred Jenkins to the right, Holman. And Prophet on the handoff goes to the 44 off his own left tackle. Larry Eli, 59 and 82. John Ricka are on the tackle. It'll be 3rd down for Birmingham, and about 3.5 yards to go for the first down. And the Americans lead by a score of 15-0. Tommy Riemann was treated at halftime for a bruised left shoulder, so we're not certain how much action he'll see here in the second half. 3rd down call for Myra. Prophet locked down. Prophet has the first down to the 39. Might have gone near the 38. And Buddy Palazzo on the sideline starts to limber up.
He did a sensational job last week filling in after the injury to Davis over in Memphis. Palazzo is a rookie out of Southern Mississippi. All right, an offside call against the Blazers declined as Birmingham takes the gain and the first down anyway at the 38-yard line of Florida.
This may seem meaningless to say, but the Florida Blazers can ill afford to give any more scores up because they're not the kind of offensive team that can put a lot of points on the board with just one half play.
All right, over on the left side, Ricky Harris takes on Alfred Jenkins, head-to-head of the line of scrimmage. First down, inside, Myra carrying, and Myra goes to the 32-yard line, brought down by Billy Hayes. Beautiful fake of an inside handoff, and Myra kept that ball.
I'm not at all sure that was a planned play, Verge. What about you?
I tell you what, I'd be willing to bet that it was not, and it certainly didn't take him any time to test out that helmet. He lowered it in there pretty good.
Well, I want to tell you that George is calling and executing an excellent game, the best by far I've seen him look all year.
He really is, and your comment about Florida can't giving up a score couldn't be more accurate with Davis only 0 for 2 in the first half with 1 intercepted. Now they've got to start throwing the ball, and it looks like he's having trouble tonight.
Second down 4 for Myra and company. Robinson in motion. Big Joe Prophet at the line of scrimmage being brought down for a little bit of a loss. Eddie Sheets, 84, the left side linebacker, and Larry Eli, 59, the middle linebacker, making the tackle. Eddie Sheets was a tight end at the University of Kansas, but he's been an outstanding linebacker. Gets a little help from Prophet now.
Eddie Sheets, a rookie from Kansas, from Stone Mountain, Georgia, plays off the blockers well. He's going to be a great football player. He's got excellent range. He's got the good Ted Hendricks reach. He's got enormously long arms, and bring him back down Joe Prophet. And yes, that is the same Joe Prophet. 1970 was the Falcons' #1 draft choice, only to be traded to the New Orleans Saints, and in neither place did he look particularly impressive.
Third down 4. Myra 45 yards in the air. Draw to Robinson. Robinson will have the first down, I believe. Virgil Robinson near the 27-yard line. And Roger Anderson in 71 and Chuck Beatty 44 make the tackle. A great effort by Virgil Robinson.
You've got the Cincinnati Virgil and Robinson right, but I think it's Paul, Merle. That's my old teammate. I got to tell Paul the right story here.
All right, Robinson, 10 carries, 33 yards. There's Paul Villano, the consensus All-American from the University of Maryland. Broke that arm last week at Memphis.
And does he hate not being able to play tonight?
There is Paul Robinson on the wing to the left. And Prophet bangs into that left side. 73, Amon grabs him quickly, along with Larry Eli, 59. And he is down to about the 26 for a yard gain. It'll be second down and 9 as Billy Hobbs comes back in as a linebacker.
We have to express a little empathy on behalf of George Myra here. His situation is certainly very tough. He's got a margin that could lead to victory, but he can't afford to give it up. And, of course, there's Jack Pardee, who's trying to get that defense fired up to get the ball back and prevent him from scoring.
Jenkins wide to the left and to the right side, Holman on second and 9. Myra looks and throws, and Brown, the tight end, wide open touchdown. Bob Brown scoring for the Birmingham Americans. He's a 6-year veteran from Alcorn A&M, and he broke into the end zone, got behind the secondary, had it all his own way for 27 yards.
Birch, if you saw it, call it, because it was a missed coverage, I believe.
Well, I think this is our example of a zone with a blitz, and certainly there's one area not occupied, and that's right there behind Eddie Sheets.
Well, Eddie Sheets, I don't think is supposed to take a tight end all over the field, although with the coverages today, he could have.
Not that deep. Miller Farr should have at least been back there somewhere.
5 minutes, 49 seconds in the drive, 76 yards, 11 plays. Reed in for the action point try, flags on the play. So we will see. Matthew Reed, who scored the action point, illegal procedure call is logged against the Birmingham Americans. Matthew Reed scored the action point previously on a running play. And so Reed apparently is going to stay in to give it another shot. The ball has been moved back to the 8-yard line. Birmingham leading by a score of 22-0. 9:11 to go in the third quarter. Holman to the right. In the slot, Jenkins. Reed guns it incomplete into the end zone. And the intended receiver, Alfred Jenkins, covered by Billy Hayes. Now there's time out of the field and the score. Birmingham 22, Florida nothing.